breaking news from KXAN News.
We pardon this interruption to your regularly scheduled program with some breaking news. I'm Jim Spencer, still with KXAN TV, just not on the air every night now. Today is the Association of Fundraising Professionals Greater Austin Chapter's Philanthropy Day 2021 Awards Celebration. Big breaking news. Rachel and Kristen, what are you hearing from your end?
Thank you, Jim. I'm Rachel Elder, the chair of Philanthropy Day for 2021.
And I'm Kristen Campbell, president of the Association of Fundraising Professionals Greater Austin Chapter.
Thank you for welcoming us into your home. As Jim mentioned, we have a breaking story. There are some very exciting things happening today. AFP Greater Austin is hosting a Philanthropy Day award celebration like none we've seen in 32 years. Our theme this year is in fact home, and we hope you'll find yourself comfortable and possibly appreciating that you didn't have to wait in line or drive through Austin traffic to get here. We are so glad you're able to be here with us today. Our annual ceremony recognizes and honors outstanding achievements by individuals, corporations, foundations, and nonprofit organizations whose charitable work makes a difference in the Greater Austin community.
That's right, Rachel. I want to welcome everyone. And before we begin, I want to take a moment to look back at 2020. In the midst of a global pandemic, social injustice, and economic crisis, the past year has been full of challenges and heartbreak, and yet we are still hopeful. We have all learned new ways of working together and apart. Many of us have embraced our homes in new ways. We are also aware that our home, Austin, has not always been a place that fosters involvement for everyone in our nonprofit sector. The fundraising and philanthropic space in Austin has historically marginalized and left out the voices of fundraisers of color and communities of color. AFP is working to dismantle the historic racism that has existed within our AFP chapter and in this field. We want for Austin to become a philanthropic space that creates a bigger sense of belonging for more people. Your financial participation in our celebration today is helping us to invest directly in that work and making our beloved Austin a home where we collectively work to break down institutional injustices of every kind. It's from this new definition of home that we share this special broadcast with you. While we cannot all be together in person, we still share a passion for caring about and supporting our community. Even a global pandemic cannot keep us from celebrating.
Very well said, Kristen. Did you also know that Central Texas has the highest concentration of nonprofit organizations in the Southwest region of the United States? As such, it is always a daunting task to select from many worthy candidates for our awards. And add a global pandemic to the mix, which dramatically impacted how we were able to volunteer with, donate to, and support charities, and daunting becomes exceptionally difficult. But you, our AFP Greater Austin community, rose to the challenge. This year, you nominated dozens of worthy candidates who went above and beyond to make a huge impact on philanthropy and our community in 2020. Today, we recognize these special honorees with awards from AFP Greater Austin, and we're celebrating all of you who join us from home today and continue working every day to make a difference in our community. Making this all possible are our sponsors, and we want to make sure and thank them for their commitment to our community and to philanthropy.
What a great list. We appreciate our sponsors so much. Through their investment in yours, AFP facilitates networking and conversations, conducts research, and publishes best practices. Our members make a huge impact by being local leaders, advocates, and mentors. And as AFP members, they live out a code of ethics and honor a donor bill of rights, all to ensure the fundraising profession and the nonprofit sector reflect the diversity of our society that has traditionally looked incredibly homogenous.
And before we turn this back to Jim, I'd like to thank a few of those AFP Greater Austin members myself. My Philanthropy Day committee, who has worked tirelessly to produce today's event. Our local AFP Greater Austin Board of Directors and staff, including you, Kristen. And to my family and my husband, Andy, who has supported me in every aspect of this event, and Molly O'Hara Leach, who has and continues to inspire, encourage, and lead me and other fundraisers throughout Austin to make our community a better place. I'm so honored to work for Beacon Nonprofit Consulting.
Rachel, we would be remiss if we didn't also thank you for all of the hard work that you and your committee have continued to do to help us celebrate these amazing individuals.
Thank you.
And now, let's turn it back over to Jim Spencer.
We're on the scene at the Philanthropy Day Awards 2021 celebration. Serving the Austin community as KXAN's weathercaster for 30 years has given me a unique perspective on this special community. This is such a giving community, as all of you know. So many people willing to help, willing to donate to our nonprofits, willing to step up in any way when they're asked. And after the epic winter storm that we had last month, there are still people in recovery mode today, and I'm especially thinking of them. This is such a special event. I know that for a fact because I emceed this very celebration a few years ago. And last year, I was so humbled to receive one of the highest honors I've had here at KXAN, being named the Volunteer Fundraiser of the Year. There's some great competition for that award, and I couldn't have been more honored. Thank you to AFP again for honoring me last year, right before the pandemic. One of the last things we ever got to do last year, right? We'll be back in person next year, though, I assure you. So I am really honored to be able to introduce to you this year's Philanthropy Day 2021 award winners. Let's turn now to our first group of honorees.
My name's Scott Cruz. I'm the Executive Director of Texas 4000 for Cancer. Texas 4000's mission is to cultivate student leaders and engage communities in the fight against cancer. Each year, Texas 4000 recruits young women and men from the University of Texas at Austin to participate in our 18-month leadership development program, which culminates in a 70-day summer ride, all to fight cancer.
Not only are these students riding their bikes from Austin, Texas to Anchorage, Alaska over the course of 70 days throughout a summer, but throughout their 18 months of service within Texas 4000, they're coming to our homes, to our communities from a capacity of volunteering, a capacity of sharing hope and knowledge and charity all along the way.
The work at Texas 4000 is so important. Each year, these young women and men come into our program and learn so much about becoming future leaders and future philanthropists by doing the work in the community and meeting other people.
This organization is producing and developing the next generation of community leaders, inspiring them to do community service and volunteer hours, but also helping them in their leadership development and self-management.
For 2 years, students of Texas 4000 have to commit to becoming student ambassadors for not just spreading knowledge on cancer, but how to organize, how to collaborate, how to develop resiliency, and how to plan, organize, communicate with one another.
They are, as I say, battle tested from having participated in our leadership development program and done a 70-day ride where anything can happen.
That 70-day bike ride may be what is well known because it's so visible, and it's so inspiring to see these students pedal into your city and cheer them on for what they're doing, because it is an arduous and very challenging 70-day journey where they bike ride through rain, snow, sleet, and very hot summer days.
Home for Texas 4000 is the community of cancer fighters and people who've had their lives touched by cancer. Every year, the young people in the organization begin riding for people in their own families, but through their journey through the program, learn about so many other people who've had their lives touched by cancer.
I am so delighted that Texas 4000 was one of Philanthropy Day's honorees this year. They are so well, it's so well deserved, and I'm so proud to count you among my friends and my clients.
I'd like to thank the AFP and their members and everyone in our community that we come in contact with each year through our volunteer efforts. It makes me feel so proud to be part of such a wonderful community of servant leaders who give back each year.
Netspend is really an extraordinary company. They are Austin-based and provide products to those who don't have a traditional bank account or wish to have alternative financial services.
At NetSpend, we've got a number of things we do. We have a NetSpend Cares program that is committed to charities. We've got a scholarship program. We have an annual event called Community Connect. What we'd like to do is work with other organizations to do more, do a variety of different things, band together to truly make a difference in the community.
The leadership of NetSpend has allocated a budget to help them invest in those nonprofits.
First and foremost, home. What does it mean to NetSpend? Well, actually, Austin is our home. We've been here over 20 years. We've grown up here. A lot of our team members are from Austin or have come to Austin because they love the community. And when you think about home, it's about comfort. It's about pushing each other. It's about being better. It's about loving and caring one another. And I think for us, that's what Austin means to us. That's what our business means to us. And that's what our community means to us. And we want to reach out and make sure we're providing a safe home for not only our team members, but our partners, our customers, and our community. I think the one thing I'd like to share with the Austin community is, first and foremost, we have to remember we're in this together. Each one of us individually and collectively can make a huge difference. There are people that need our help across all walks of life at different times in their lives. Sometimes small things, sometimes big things. If we band together, commit ourselves to making a difference to society, we can work together, stay together, and actually build a stronger, committed community going forward.
Congratulations to NetSpend for this much-deserved award. It really emphasizes all of the effort that you're putting into the Austin community to really sort of make it a better place for all of us.
I just want to say thank you to the organization that has put this together. It's wonderful to call out entities in our community who are making a difference. There are a lot of organizations that do great work each and every day, and we're proud to be on that short list and be one of the recipients of that. We want to carry on that tradition. We want to share our experience with other organizations, and just want to say a huge thank you for all of you who do what you do in our community to make a difference.
I nominated Llyas Salahud-Din because he's a good friend and colleague of mine. I've known him for a little over 10 years. Over the last 2 years, I've worked very closely with him when he went to the Texas Empowerment Academy as the Chief Development Officer there.
The work at Texas Empowerment Academy is very important, and we are the only majority African-American charter school in Central Texas. And what we focus on is social, emotional learning. That's the heart of what we do. We feel that if we can tap into the emotions of the kids and making sure that they feel safe and that they're in a nurturing environment, then we can then tap into their academic potential. And so it's exciting to be a part of that. The data, if we look at that, how African Americans are performing academically nationally and locally, the data isn't strong. We're changing the narrative.
And it has been truly amazing to see what Llyas has done in the last year and a half. Maybe I think it's going on 2 years now at that school. He has just been phenomenal.
When I think about home, I think about the community. And I'm a product of the community. And what I mean by that, I grew up in the foster care system from 7 to 21. And so there were so many individuals who put their time, money, energy, and resources to help me be where I am today. And so taking that theme of home, I think of how we are so interconnected, and if we continue to lean on one another and work with one another in the work that we're doing in regards to philanthropy, that like me, we can change many other lives.
The one thing that I would want to share is that there are a lot of unsung heroes like Llyas in our community who've made sacrifices, who are doing the work to courageously to make change in our community. And I'm just so blessed that, in my involvement with AFP and just kind of the work that I've done in the community, that I was able to shed a light on someone like Llyas in the work that he's doing. He's doing phenomenal work, from raising $1.1 million in 1 year while coming to Texas Empowerment Academy, to building a brand new fledgling development office, to developing an emergency fund for those students during the COVID pandemic.
think collaboration resonates with me the most. I think that no matter what we do in philanthropy, we can never accomplish it alone. It takes total community collaboration. And so throughout my whole life, that's all I've ever been a part of, in the foster care system. Like I mentioned, there was a lot of individuals that were in my life. It was a collaborative effort. And so that mindset is what I take into various work settings or various committees or when I'm volunteering. And so it's a beautiful thing when people can come together, collaborate, and make an impact in their communities.
These honorees are very impressive and are doing great things for our community. Did you know that AFP is made up of staff and volunteers who also strive every day to make Greater Austin a dynamic and thriving philanthropic community? In the past year, AFP of Greater Austin has created an inclusive, inspiring, networking, and educational community to help its local members advance in their careers and connect with others in the profession. AFP Greater Austin has also delivered fundraising programs and best practices to 700 professionals, donated over $9,000 in scholarships, and educated 27 Texas legislators on AFP's philanthropy expertise. As a member, you are all a part of this amazing work. And when you take that extra step to support your local AFP chapter by volunteering on a committee, nominating someone for a Philanthropy Day award, or donating to support our initiatives, you are truly embracing the values of philanthropy. And you can do something today. Right now, to accomplish that, on your screen, you'll see instructions on how to contribute to the AFP Greater Austin chapter. Just follow the instructions there to text to the number and you'll receive a link, and then there is also a link in the chat room for your convenience. Just click on that link and make an impact on your community. $10, $25, $50, no matter the amount, you'll be making a measurable difference. We are excited to continue bringing this story about Philanthropy Day Awards 2021 to you. Let's introduce our next group of honorees.
On behalf of E3 Alliance, we were so excited to nominate Rex Gore as Philanthropist of the Year. There couldn't be anyone more deserving. Rex and his wife, Deb, have been so generous for so many years on a variety of fronts across our community, but especially in education. They're dedicated to raising up Austin students and families and to focus on economic mobility systemically.
My connection to E3, Deb and I have been involved in the K-12 education space for a number of years in Austin, and it seems like just wherever something is happening in the K-12 education space, and particularly where something positive is happening in the K-12 education space, E3 is always there, and often they are the group that's the convener. They're great collaborators. They're obviously the trusted source for data when it comes to what is and is not happening in Central Texas education. You know, again, a lot of our folks are on the K-12 education space, and there are a lot of different groups doing work and doing important work in that arena, but for that work to really be effective, there needs to be a lot of collaboration, and there is a great deal of collaboration, and it's effective collaboration. And had I not seen it, had I not experienced it and enjoyed it, I would have been skeptical about the willingness of and the effectiveness of the collaboration that happens in Austin in the nonprofit community.
Rex was the angel investor and really sounding board with the creation of Peloton U to be able to get college degrees for students who were on the non-traditional path. In so many ways, he has been not just a business entrepreneur, but a social entrepreneur, and we are more than excited that Rex Gore is Philanthropist of the Year.
Home is where your heart is, and our heart is certainly here in Austin. Austin has obviously become our home. We've been here for more than 30 years. Austin has been a great place to raise a family. It has been a fantastic place to do business. And it's been a fantastic place to get engaged in the community more broadly.
And Rex isn't someone who just gives money. He is always there with his time, with his ideas, with his connectivity, with willingness to understand what are the policy changes that we can make that will amplify resources for change.
Give from ourselves individually, give as businesses, and the community and we profit from that.
Don't let an absence of material wealth hold you back from being very generous, because the investment of time and talent are equally as important.
The mission of the Moody Foundation is relatively simple. It's to help Texans. The foundation was created for the perpetual benefit of present and future Texans.
I nominated the Moody Foundation, and really it was a team effort. When I asked the team, they were like, absolutely Moody, because we have just experienced a situation where they are absolutely accessible. They listen to us when we talk to them about the need, and they move quickly.
I've been a trustee for over 30 years at this point, and so I've seen a lot. We provide funds to nonprofits all over the state of Texas, from the Panhandle to the coast, Dallas, Texas, the Rio Grande Valley. So I'm able to see a lot of different organizations and what those organizations' needs are. And it's always been a privilege to be able to provide resources to those nonprofits so that they could reach their visions and their mission statements.
When COVID hit, the Moody Foundation immediately dedicated millions of dollars to helping the entire state of Texas. And the Austin area alone received more than $1 million in support.
Helping artists and creatives who lost their gigs as a result of COVID with rent, insulin, groceries, the basic needs.
I think for us, what really stood out about the Moody Foundation and how they led this past year was the equitable and the inclusive approach they took to responding to this crisis. There were no grant proposals, there were no LOIs required. They identified their grant partners and they cut checks.
It was very easy and very simple. I didn't have to build this, enormous case and really just plead. It was, hey, we hear you, you are heard, here you go, we trust you.
So the advice that I would give, or the input that I would give to our local community is to give. The Moody Foundation and other foundations in the city are not large enough to support 100% of the needs of these other nonprofits. So I encourage you as individuals and corporations to open up your pocketbooks and give to our local nonprofits.
I would say to Moody, you are awesome and congratulations.
On behalf of Breakthrough and the entire nonprofit community and Texas, I just want to say congratulations to the Moody Foundation for this well-deserved honor, to Emily, to Ross, and to the entire team for stepping up, for leading by example, for taking an equitable approach to being a part of the solution during this really challenging time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gracie Garbati, and I'm the president of Gracie's Canned Goods, and I'm 12 years old. I started my food drive when I was 5 years old because I saw homeless people on the streets, and I felt really bad, so I asked my mom if I could go door to door and collect canned goods. But after that, we came up with the idea, and we decided to start a food drive.
Hi, I'm Melissa Garbati, Gracie's mom. Gracie came to me at the age of 5 and asked if she can go door to door to collect food for the homeless. I knew at that point that was something I had to nurture. Gracie has always been such a kind-hearted, giving, caring child.
When I was 10 years old, my organization became a nonprofit organization. What I do is I collect donations and I donate it to local food banks to help our community. It's important to me because I'm able to help others and not just think about myself.
And I'm more than amazed at all the accomplishments she has achieved throughout these years.
Kindness, because there's a lot of people in our community that like to give back, and that's kind. Inclusion, because I give back to other food organizations and I give back to homeless people.
As Gracie's nonprofit has grown, we've been so excited to be able to partner with other nonprofits like Hill Country Community Ministries. They have seen Gracie grow since the age of 5 and have watched her accomplish gathering more and more food each year to be able to help our community. We are thrilled to work with them each and every single year.
Ever since I started my food drive, I've raised over $17,000 of food and 8,000 pounds of food. I want to inspire kids to give back to the community.
Well, that was really fascinating. Aren't these honorees a truly amazing group of philanthropists? Well, we're not done yet. Let's turn to our final group of honorees.
I'm excited to be honoring Susan Dawson as Fundraiser of the Year. She certainly deserves this award and this honor. She's been incredible in the Central Texas community over this last couple of years with her efforts through the Addressing Cancer Together Coalition and the efforts to relaunch the Big Pink Bus, a mobile mammography unit which will reach women with high needs related to mammograms in the Central Texas market.
Hi, I'm Susan Dawson, and I am so proud to have been recognized as the Volunteer Fundraiser of the Year. I'm president of E3 Alliance, but that's my day job. This nomination came from a group of amazing people we call the Wheels on the Bus. The Wheels on the Bus came together collaboratively to take us across the finish line to fund the Big Pink Bus to take mobile mammography to women across Central Texas who can't afford or access a mammogram.
Once launched, the Big Pink Bus will serve over 3,000 women a year with screening mammograms with a brand new 3D system and a refreshed bus. We're launching this spring. Lone Star Circle of Care will run that operation. And Susan was instrumental through community leadership in raising the funds necessary to relaunch the bus.
This is truly a life-saving venture. By taking early screening directly to women, we're able to identify cancers early when we save lives and cost to the community.
She has a unique ability to bring a diverse group of stakeholders together to achieve a goal that's an important solution for the community.
I'm so grateful to Austin Strategic Planning, not just for nominating me, but for being part of the Wheels on the Bus, because it truly was a collaborative effort, all of us taking our best connections, ideas, ways to bring in people to invest in this life-saving venture of mobile mammography. As Volunteer Fundraiser of the Year, one thing that I'd like to share is that by working collaboratively, we can do it. It was $2 million that needed to be raised to relaunch the Big Pink Bus, retrofit the equipment, and put together 3 years of operational funds, which seems like a big number, but by a team of excited, enthusiastic, passionate women and one man working together to do this, we were able to launch the Big Pink Bus. There are so many other efforts across our community that are deserving of support. We just need to collaborate and be creative, and we can make it happen.
Congratulations, Susan, on this well-deserved award.
The reason that I nominated Dr. Kazike Prince is because he truly is the embodiment of someone who is all about their community. I have had the opportunity of spending time with him in multiple rooms with AFP, and every time he brings forward light into a conversation, especially about diversity, equity, and inclusion. I also know that he participated in co-founding the New Philanthropist, and I had the opportunity of taking a session with him and the rest of the New Philanthropist team, and called the Equity Chair, and that was really amazing.
In my role as interim executive director of the collective, I get the honor and privilege to work with really hundreds of people across the community to focus on our goal, which is to eliminate, as best we can, but fundamentally dismantle institutional racism in the Central Texas region. This is about people feeling free, feeling like they're able to live the life, the quality of life that they would like to, that their race or their gender or other cultural aspects are not predictors of the quality of life that they're going to live in Central Texas. And so my hope is by collaborating with different partners and co-conspirators across the country and across this region, we'll find a way of really allowing people to really experience and manifest their best dreams here in this community.
Dr. Kazike Prince also participated on the Mayor's Task Force for Diversity, and that led to the cultivation of the Central Texas Collective for Racial Equity. And I could not be more excited for him and everyone else who participated, because it is truly going to be something extremely beneficial for our community as a whole.
Well, one of the values, of course, is probably obvious that really resonates with me is this focus on inclusion. It's hard to really achieve the goals that you want to achieve in this community if folks don't feel like they're a part of the conversation, if they're not being invited to the table to be part of this dialogue. Because we as AFP really envisions where they want to be, we have to make sure we have an inclusive table, we have an inclusive mindset, a voice that really incorporates people from all walks of life. And so that one always is going to resonate with me, and I think it's something that will really help AFP really be the kind of organization that it wants to be.
Congratulations, Kazike. I hope that you are celebrating today, and I hope that you have so many more opportunities for a light to be shined on your work. I am so appreciative to know you, and I hope that you just continue to take the world by storm.
Our mission at LifeWorks is fearless advocacy on behalf of youth and families who are finding their pathways to self-sufficiency. Our most important goal this year is to end youth homelessness by making it rare, brief, and non-recurring. And 12 Rivers is a tremendously important partner in this effort.
The work I do is help build communities. At 12 Rivers, we are an Austin-grown company that really values giving back and helping the community. And working in real estate, we're literally helping people build communities.
Their signature fundraiser every year, Frosty Gives Back, has raised tens of thousands of dollars for worthy charities in Austin. And early on in COVID, they were one of the first corporations to step forward to say, what do you need and what do youth experiencing homelessness need? Every year in the Point in Time Count, which is Austin's event to really understand homelessness in Austin, 12 Rivers volunteers roll up their sleeves, they stay up all night canvassing the streets, meeting individuals who are experiencing homelessness so their voices count too.
We've been involved with LifeWorks. We're going on our 10th year in business, and we actually started by adopting a family with LifeWorks the very first year we were in business. Since then, we have collaborated with them on dozens of different events and just issues, and I am currently sitting on the board of directors at LifeWorks.
We participate in several ways with several different organizations around town that have common vision that we do, which is to help those that need help. And it's an important part of our existence here in Austin as an organization to give back, to reach out and help those that need help. So we're thankful to be nominated by those organizations that do that as their primary function. We don't want to just be in the community, we want to make a difference. We want to really have that warm and fuzzy feeling exist around our entire organization.
I was recently talking to somebody at LifeWorks, and they said when people, when they felt like when they were homeless, isn't when they were living in a car or when they were living in a tent. It was literally when they were removed from their family. So to me, home means family.
That we realize that the bigger picture about being innovators in our field makes us leaders in a way. And so we want to lead down a path such that those that are watching us and that are following the path that we're on go on to do good and influence the community in a good way so that our work is multiplied in that way.
Thank you to Susan McDowell, Caroline, Debbie, the amazing team over at LifeWorks. You guys set such a great example of what we should be doing in our city as a whole for the homeless issue.
I would like to thank LifeWorks for nominating 12 Rivers. The work that you guys do is just absolutely amazing, and I feel like for me, LifeWorks was that almost like that gateway nonprofit. It was the first one that I got to work with, that I really got to work with people that were passionate about what they do, and that passion inspires passion. So thank you.
On behalf of LifeWorks and the thousands of youth and families we serve every year, I want to congratulate 12 Rivers and thank you for your philanthropy and for your partnership.
When we engage in philanthropy, we're taking a moment not only in reflecting on our finances, not just seeing how we can help our community, we're given a moment to reflect on our life and the legacy that we want to leave. In this moment, we see our struggles, we see our successes, we see those who came before us, and in the charitable act of philanthropy, we're given a chance to rejuvenate our soul. We're given a chance to help the future move forward by helping the next generation. The causes of social justice, foster care, homelessness, education, mental health, and cancer need you more than ever. And we are present at this moment to uplift those who need us the most. As you heard about each of the honorees who we acknowledge today, I hope you join me in celebrating all that they do to make Austin a better place. Please join me in celebrating our community and the good work being done despite the challenges of this year, and donate to AFP in honor of someone special and to help support the great work of Austin fundraising professionals.
I'm so happy to be a part of this program today. Congratulations to all of our very worthy nominees, and thank you for allowing me and the AFP Greater Austin team into your homes today for a wonderful and original Philanthropy Day 2021 awards ceremony. We greatly appreciate all of your nominations, participation in today's events, and donations. You are the definition of philanthropist. And thank you for all you do to go above and beyond throughout the year in support of your AFP Greater Austin chapter. We'll return you now to your regularly scheduled programming.